What's up, reefers? Welcome to Alex Pour Corals. This is Alex Wilson, and this is my video log and update where you can learn from my mistakes. So come check it out. And I've also checked out another YouTube reefing site I highly recommend, Reef Dork. So yeah, that's it. Reef Dork, really good content. Go check it out. Highly recommend it. Alright, guys. So here's a shot of my 20-gallon quarantine, and I'm just getting over these dino flagellates. You know, they're finally starting to die back off. Really slow process. I have the lighting right here at 100%. However, it is like 2 inches higher, one more than that, maybe 3 or 4, probably like 2 to 3 inches higher than just your standard Radion height with with the Radion mounting arm. But this right here is on the Kessel arm, so I have it up. It's at 100%. That's probably equivalent to just like the normal Radion height, at 80%. So yeah, there it is, and I plan to go down, bring it down from there. However, I think one of the big differences has been that I've had it on a parabolic lighting schedule, like I explained before, where I'm pretty much doing, peak time. I have like set 2 hours before and 2 hours after that, right? So I have 4 hours right there. And then I would say an hour after, an hour before. So like a total of 6 hours of intense lighting. And I think that's the difference, because before it was a lot higher. But then again, we'll see what's going on. I mean, assuming that that's one of the main causes, I think, of the dino flagellates in here. We'll see. So they're just so tenacious, but they finally went down. And one of the ones that they were really just really sticking on was the toadstool leather right here. Just really stick to its polyps, right? Well, what it's like a netting. I just coined it just netting, dinoflagellus, and this netting, it just nets all into the polyps and just ties them together like crazy, and really hard to actually get it off. I would like even just blowing it with my hand and with that pipette and everything, just trying to get them off. And just now it's finally cleared up, because I would knock it off, and then even other places like the gravel and and the other rocks, I knock it off, and it's not like the red slime, right, where you can knock it off and it'll be pretty much gone out of that spot permanently. It gets zapped up, and then this stuff, though, like just within maybe a half hour or even later, or even I'm just getting still haven't even got my hand out of the aquarium, so like 5 minutes later, it's like some more of this netting dinoflagellates already like reattached into that area and start reforming there. So definitely problematic. And on this one, I'm not running any mechanical filtration whatsoever. And on my main display, I'm running just some real, well, I was running some real coarse stuff, when I have something like the dinoflagellates, when I have an algae bloom or something. Otherwise, I don't run anything at all. So on this one, it was, I would brush them off, and, it's amazing that, they would just go underneath the rocks and get trapped under there and then die out. Either that, or they just gets tossed in the water column. And I assume that they just get, just kind of, liquefied into the power head right here, and then just dispersed into the water column good enough. It was just too much work to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna like try to siphon this stuff out, when it seems to, I'd have to siphon it out 4 or 5 times a day or something to be able to just to get it to go out. So I was just stirring it up, and it was just kind of the best thing I could think of to do, is just stirring it up with my hands, stirring the gravel up here, with with a toothbrush and everything to get it up. See, now it's clean, now it's clear. But it was just real problematic, on the crushed coral right there. That was like the worst area. That's why I moved everything up onto the rock work there a little bit. So yeah, I mean that's a toxic netting dinoflagellates for you guys. And so what can we say about that? Here's a shot of these guys right here. You know, I have some, moved them up here. I have this, you know, what I have of these frags, acroporos from Reef Bum. Unfortunately, I only have 2 left. I lost the strawberry fields. I lost the pink millipora. So I just have the spathulata right here. And yeah, you know, it's definitely has some tissue recession right there going halfway up. So could lose this one, highly likely. But the backside of the frag looks a little bit better than that. But now one might be on its way out, so you have to keep a close eye on it. So hopefully this other one though, this is the kryptonite tenuous, is looking relatively good. And so everything else in here is looking pretty good in here. This is the stylophora. I got the key lime pie right there in the back. I moved up. That's a rainbow loam acropora that's been in here for quite a while now. And so I still have, this is a new one. This is the frog skin, still alive. And yeah, I've had a couple of other frags of these guys and they did not make it. So this one is still looking good so far, so good. Have that's the rainbow splice. I left one in here and one in the main display, so it's still alive and looking good. And then I got the rainbow stylophora right there, looking pretty good. As well as I got my digitatas right there. Got the orange digitata, and then in the back I have the purple digitata, as well as the green digitata, or it looks like the same as the tub stellata. Green digitata right there. It has kind of like a lighter, like a brownish or purplish base to them, and the green polyps, and then the purple branching digitata. There he is right there, as well as the orange. I think it's Candy Crush jawbreakers right here. Definitely doing okay. The mother's right there, split off to a little baby right there, left a little bit of skin, and it's gonna turn into another polyp right there. That the mother mushroom right there hasn't really opened up to its full potential yet though, but the other ones down here have all of the other small babies down here. So looking good so far with these guys. Got the spotted nebula mushroom discosoma doing good, as well as these other pink interstellar, and maybe even an orange interstellar right there. Discosoma's looking a little bit bigger than before. Alright guys, so what I'm doing, talking about an update on these dinoflagellates. So, you know, I was going to do a test here, see how things go with adding, you know, reefroids in here, because this is a good test example where I can test, you know, the nutrients, you know, what's going on, you know, with adding them and with not adding them, with, you know, liquid phosphate and liquid nitrate, with just adding them like that. Be good, you know, I was going to do that on this one, but I had to put it on hold when I had these dinoflagellates outbreak. I don't think it has anything directly to do with it, but yeah, you know, I just held off. Being I had a dinoflagellate outbreak, held off on the reefroids or anything on it whatsoever. And it seems to be doing really well so far. So good that the nitrates and phosphates are fairly stable on it. You know, I have them at probably 15 parts per million nitrate, and the phosphates is about like between 0.05 and 0.1 parts per million on the phosphate, maybe up to 0.15 parts per million. So that's, you know, that's the areas right there where I'm trying to keep it at. And yep. So one of the things I was mentioning about a reef dork was kind of interesting, because we're talking about how you know, there's certain corals that can and can't touch, and you know, a lot of the soft corals, they can touch each other. Well, depending, you know, the leathers generally can, you know, but the mushrooms, depending on Generally can as well, have the discosomas with the discosomas. There's all kinds of different types, as well as with the fuzzy mushrooms, which are the rhodactis, as well as the ricordias. And I think these guys here, you can see this blue spotted discosoma right here, definitely touching a little bit here with the fuzzy mushroom, and he's really shrunk in right there. So I think the fuzzy mushroom is stinging a little bit right there. However, generally they're okay. Like there's a red one right here that doesn't seem to be affected thus far. So definitely something. Well, it's not the end of the world. They just kind of hold their space right there. I still, they're not really gonna kill each other. I would think, but they certainly, it is possible right there that it's doing that. So the other guys in here are doing good. This is the gold rim discosoma right there. Gold spotted discosoma right there, and Iron Man, and they got the green rhodactis. So yeah, mushrooms with mushrooms. Yeah, generally the you got the euphyllias. You got the hammers. They can go with the hammers and the torches as well, along with the frog spawn. However, I was mentioning that it's probably. Some will say that they don't sting each other. It's just you don't want the actual skeletons to touch each other. If you just slam them 100% with 100, where the skeletons are really touching the other skeleton, then they can actually start to really sting each other and kill each other that way. At least that's what I've heard. And but all these other stylophores and the stylophores can mix. So each one is a case by case situation. Generally you have to see a lot of Thachyroporus. If they're actually touching, they will. If they get actually touching really close, sometimes they can definitely sting each other. So they can throw out some really micro sweepers as well. So you have to keep an eye on them. But the other ones, you got. I didn't know about I have these one micromusa right here. So yeah, apparently put micromusas with the micromusas. With other micromusas, and trachyphyllias with the other trachyphyllias, and with the acanthophyllias with the other acanthophyllias, meat corals. So let's check them out. Heliofungus with the other heliofungus right here, otherwise known as a plate coral right here, long tentacle plate coral. It's got the two mandarins right here hanging out. Let's check them out. But Gonioporus, yeah, with the other Gonioporus, that's an obvious one. But we also have the Gonioporus right here. This one is looking a little bit better, and the red one as well. But these guys are definitely, they can be problematic, these Gonioporus, but they can be really sensitive. They could just get really, once they settle in, they're really good in it. But, the problem is getting them to settle in. They can be really sensitive, where other ones right next to them were doing really good. And they just get stressed out, from one thing or another. And then instead of growing, they'll just waste away, So, even though, I don't know, it's like a really long, slow, wasting away death, instead of actually just coming back and growing. So that's one of the things, about here's the mandarins over here. That's the male. He has his dorsal fin sticked up, and the other females. Usually the other ones, they're just chasing each other around. But actually, this is the first time I'm seeing them where they're actually just hanging out right here. And so good so far with these guys. Just eating the natural, the copepods that I have in here, and I had just tons and tons of copepods. So hopefully they won't run out of copepods, and so maybe I should have just got one mandarin, in hindsight. But I do have the refugium, my coral scrubber underneath there, and so there should be a whole bunch down there. The only thing is I assume that they can work their way through the actual pump, and shoot their way out through the through the pipe right here, the outflow, and then come out over here. I don't know if enough of them are if they're gonna be able to enough of them to be able to come down through there, and up without getting a lot of them. Well, adults, is one thing, because they're gonna be a little too big, they might get damaged, but most of them are microscopic or, you know, at least really small, sure, and they could go down, you know, from the coral scrubber up to the main display here, no problem. And so there should be enough to repopulate everything, so we're gonna see. But you can definitely keep an eye on these guys, and, you know, and I check how big their bellies are, and thus far definitely looking like their bellies are pretty swollen there, full of copepods. So far so good. Keep an eye on them though. And yeah, so one thing, we got of course the bubbles with the bubbles right here, right? I got the green bubble and a blue bubble, and this is no problem. Smash them right together and they will not sting each other. Same thing as a small polyp or small bubble coral right there. Same thing. Definitely do not sting each other. And so then one thing that I'm kind of curious about is, it kind of depends too. These are the goniastrias right here, brains, and you have to be sure, you know, each, even though they are both goniastrias, are pretty different looking brains, so not guaranteed that one will sting the other one. I guess I should probably test it and see what they would do, you know, but I don't know. I don't want to sting them really bad, so that's one that's supposed to be goniastrias, as well as this one right here. This is the green splatter goniastria, so put them in there. Not sure if they're going to really sting them or not. And these are the diphastria. This is my camel diphastria and my other huge diphastria right here. So same thing with these guys. They might not sting each other, but I give them an inch just in case. And what else do we got? We got definitely could put like Duncans with the Duncans, right? And probably with these with the candy, Chris's Kryptonite candy right here from Tidal Gardens. So you can probably put the other candy canes together, the other candy canes, and the micromusas, this is a blastomusa right here. Blastomusa. So this one depends. A lot of the blastomusa looks really different, so I'm not sure that the test to really see. But elegance corals with the elegance corals, yeah, you could definitely put them all together right there, no problems. And hammer with the hammers and the frog spawn, and all of the mushrooms over here. See, over here too, I have these Rhodactis, as well as the purple Rhodactis, orange Rhodactis, as well as the Discosomas right here, and also have another fuzzy mushroom right here. And so yeah, I don't know, is it stinging right there or is it not stinging? It looks like it might be, huh? So it looks like the Discosoma's retracting in a little bit, but it's not the end of the world for these guys. If not, they'll lift up a little bit. There's a Discosoma right there in with the purple and the orange. Don't seem to be stinging in each other that much, and if it is, it's really light. And I have some of these green spotted, blue spotted Discosomas right here. Moved them in over here from the display over there. Blue light turned on. Alright guys, well, I guess that's it, but catch you on the next update, see what's going on with these corals, what's lived, what died, what didn't make it. Alright guys, check you on the next one. Happy reefing, bye.